be presenting about the Arabian Peninsula and its general geography, river systems, elevation, climate, and natural resources. This small area of land is mostly desert, but it's still very interesting. So let's dive right in. General geography. The Arabian Peninsula is located in the southeast area of Asia, or somewhere close to the northwest area of Africa. It includes countries such as Kuwait, Bahrain, Qatar, and the United Arab Emirates in the east, Oman at the southeast, Yemen at the south, and Saudi Arabia right in the middle. Parts of Iraq and Jordan are part of the peninsula as well. As you can see from the map, none of the peninsula is directly part of Africa, but it is just separated by the Red Sea and the Gulf of Aden. More to the east of the empire lies the Persian Gulf and the Gulf of Oman. At the south lies the Arabian Sea. While none of the peninsula touches or shares the sea with Europe, it stretches out very close to the Mediterranean. River systems. The Arabian Peninsula has a very hot and dry climate, as it is desert. This means very few rivers flow through it, and generally there are few water bodies. However, scattered throughout the peninsula are wadis, or a channel that is usually dry except during the rainy season, which is rare. These wadi riverbeds are often lined with palm trees and have many settlements nearby. This does not make them reliable water sources, as they are rarely full. However, with the help of irrigation, some people take advantage of the wadis to grow wheat and barley. Two of the longest and most important wadis are the Wadi al-Ruma, which stretches through Saudi Arabia and parts of Iraq. It is around 600 kilometers, or it's 370 miles long. The Wadi Hanifa also stretches through Saudi Arabia, being around 110 kilometers long. The lack of a reliable or steady water source means that irrigation and land reclamation are crucial for steady food and water. From looking at the map, you can see two things. Wadis are relatively small compared to rivers, and that many settlements are near these wadis. Elevation. The elevation of most of the Arabian Peninsula is around 500 to 1,000 meters, at least in the western half. As you go east, the elevation begins to dip slightly until the eastern coast, where it is only around 200 meters above sea level. As you can see, most of the bigger cities in the Arabian Peninsula are near the eastern coast, mainly because of access to the sea. The highest elevation in the peninsula starts in southwest Saudi Arabia and goes into eastern Yemen, mainly because of the towering 3,667-meter mountain known as Jabal an-Nabi Shuyab. It is the highest mountain and the highest point in the entire Arabian Peninsula. Another mountain, Jabal Shams in Oman, is around 3,027 meters and is usually the first place to receive sunlight every day. Jabal Sauda is the highest point in Saudi Arabia at 3,133 meters. The Hejaz mountain range is located in western and Saudi Arabia with the peak at Jabal Warqan. There are correlations between rainfall and altitude in the Arabian Peninsula. Runoff from the mountains can drip into streams or rivers, evaporate into the clouds, and rain down somewhere nearby, called the rain shadow effect, meaning areas close to mountains are generally farming villages. Climate. The entire Arabian Peninsula is mostly taken up by the Arabian Desert. However, some coastal areas are not deserts throughout the southern and eastern areas. This non-desert area only takes up around 20% of the land. The climate of the deserts is scorchingly intense, usually being around 55 degrees Celsius or 130 degrees Fahrenheit at maximum. The desert is a tropical desert, meaning it is between 5 and 30 degrees latitude on a map. Tropical deserts have the highest temperature of any kind of desert on a monthly basis. This is mostly because they are close to the equator. Rain averages less than 4 inches a year, but in very wet years can go till 20 inches. Skies are usually clear and humid, but there are occasional dust storms, rains, or floods. These rains and floods fill up wadis, reverting the beds to their wetter states and filling them up with water. The dry climate of Arabia makes it very unsuitable for farming, and makes water a rare commodity. Natural resources. The main natural resource, for which Arabia is most well known for, is oil. This region has the largest reserve of oil in the world, producing more than 300 billion barrels per year. Oil dominates all the nation's economies, especially in Saudi Arabia, where it single-handedly supports the country. Other minerals and resources are natural gases, gold, and aluminum, which are commonly found in the Arabian deserts. Mines and rigs are set up to find these resources and export them throughout the world. The Arabian Peninsula accounts for around 15% of the world's oil production. Along with this, Saudi Arabia's western region is rich in gold deposits, with over 600 consistent mines in the region. Saudi Arabia consumes the most natural gas in the world. While exporting all these resources makes the countries rich, natural gases are pollutants and often create smog and pollute air. Thank you for listening to my presentation about the Arabian Peninsula.